Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. You can see I got some Death Troopers out here and I got some credit collection figures. That can only mean one thing. Got a new credit collection figure delivered by Amazon a little bit earlier than I was expecting. This is the Imperial Death Trooper credit collection. Now this is from the Mandalorian. It's on like a Mandalorian card. It came in fairly decent shape. It didn't have too much bowing in the card, and I appreciated it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, and we're going to take a look at it. But first of all, I want to take a look at the artwork on the card. I think it looks kind of cool. It's, you know, of course, from the Mandalorian credits, and that's where the artwork comes from. And on the back, you see him there with the TIE Fighter in the background, and I think he looks really cool. So I was a fan of these Death Troopers from Rogue One. They were Krennic's troopers that went around with him, and I thought they were kind of cool looking the way that they formed their own little squad. Luckily, they had the boxed version, and they had a special edition version which has this like extra gear on them, and these were sold in like a 3-pack with Cassian Andor and I think Jyn Erso, so it was like a 3-pack that had the Death Trooper. Ultimately, all these 3-packs ended up at Ross, and I remember they were like $60 or something in the beginning, but at Ross I think they were down to like $15 or $20 or something a pack. I bought all of them that I can find, so I got probably around 6 of these guys. I have one of the regular box version, one or two of these guys. But that's how I got my Death Trooper squad. And now I got this guy right here. And we're going to open him up, take a closer look at him, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison. And then you got the rifles. And the one on top is from the credit collection. And the one on the bottom is not. So you can see that there is some different paint here. And then the tip has like the red on it. And this one does not have that red on it. It has some orange back here. And this one just doesn't have that orange. You flip it over. The top one has another extra piece of paint right there. And this one didn't have that paint. So those are the two subtle differences between those two rifles. And let's take a closer look at this credit collection Death Trooper. So when we take a closer look at the face, you can see that he's got this kind of overall like a grayish look to him. He's got like a dark gray. He doesn't have that black. He's got this orange speckle on the side, kind of like he got hit by a couple of paintballs. And then he's got this purple on the front of his face. So it looks like it's kind of like been splattered on or sprayed on, like he went through some sort of a sprayer. And it looks okay. So like, it looks okay. It's not fantastic. It's kind of on the odd side for me. So it's a little bit kind of like how I said the IG-11. It looked cool on the card, and it just because of the concept behind the credit collection. I'm not 100% sold on this paint yet. I think I just have to look at it a little bit more to see. But let's just take a look at the card itself. So he does have that green painted in for these ventilation pieces and the green in his eyes. This is more reflective green, so I think that on the eyes they probably could have did some black and maybe just did some reflectiveness. And there is the orange here, and I'm not really seeing the purple up here. So I think they just took some liberty because they didn't really get that color, because it is just more orange and then dark. And then when you get down here, I don't know if it's gray so much, but I mean, that's the color choices that they went with. This is a pretty standard figure. If you look at the detailing on them, they're pretty much identical, right? Right down to those two little dots in the back of the helmet. And the upper back, it's got that same notch right there in both of them. They got the same belt, right? So the same lines on the guards here. So yeah, just like I would expect, it's exactly the same mold. So they're going to have pretty much the same articulation. This arm goes up. This is very soft plastic, same as this one's very soft. So when it goes up, you can see that it folds over exactly, right? So if you have a Death Trooper, you know what to expect with this Credit Collection one. It's exactly the same. It's got the same belt loop. It's just a different color scheme to match that credit artwork that they did with those pictures. So you're looking at an overall just matte gray with like some orange spackle on them, and then some purple on the side, and of course the green eyes. So let's just take a closer look at the two of them side by side. So I was really a fan of this Credit Collection when they announced it. I'm going to get all of them. I'm just waiting for the Mandalorian to come in. So out of my Credit Collection figures so far, I have to say, I really do love the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. I don't think he is better than the regular version, because the regular version just has a little bit more paint detailing in there. So I think that the regular Heavy Metal is good. I really do like the other one. You can pair them side by side. I think that's why they're fantastic. When I talk about the Cara Dune, I really liked the Cara Dune figure when it first came out. But when they did the Credit Collection in this green, and then they did the coloring in her hair, I like this figure way better than that original version of Cara Dune. Okay, there I said it. With the IG-11s, the original IG-11 is fine for me. This guy looks pretty good. I am really into this whole line based on the art at the end of the show. When you are looking at concept drawings of the show and you see the end credits, and you, after you've already watched that scene in the movie, and you know that that drawing is what they showed everybody when they were talking about that scene that they wanted to film. I think knowing that these figures came from those drawings, you know, which were the basis, it's like that Zeb and how he was ultimately created from a drawing that Ralph McQuarrie did when he was doing a concept for Chewbacca. So it's really cool to think about like Star Wars in that way, the art and the ideas that went behind creating all of the visions and all of the things that we've seen over the years and just grown to like appreciate, and to see it like in an art form, and then to take that art and turn it into an actual figure, you know, to celebrate that, I think is actually really, really cool. Now, granted, this figure I think looks even more fantastic on the card next to his artwork. So I have a carded figure that I'm going to keep on the card, and this one will probably go on the shelf because I do kind of like that grayscale. Not so sure about the purple, but I think he looks pretty fine, and he's going to look great when he's standing up there with the rest of the figures. Anyways, I know I've been long-winded in this video, so thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.